So my name is Alon. I'm the CEO of Blox. And before we start, first I want to get a shout out to the local Amsterdam community. Just before this event, we did kind of a closed user experience and product feedback from the community. We got 10 people from the local community. We showed them the app, got their feedback. We are very much community driven in the sense of development. So all of those meetups, we try to make them as much as we can to the places we go. They give us great value for the development of the product. So thank you. Um, I saw a lot of people here trade cryptos. How many of you are using some sort of portfolio management kind of tool? How many of you are using Excel sheets or a piece of paper? Well, okay, it's about half and half. So hope I'll enlighten and get you some value here. So uh, we're at Blox. We're developing what we think is the leading crypto portfolio management platform in the industry, and this is really important. I'll get into it, but we think it's one of the biggest opportunities for 2018, 2019. We have a team of 25 people, half of them developers, three offices around the world. We just launched our flagship product just a week and a half ago. Got tremendous feedback from the community. And this is essentially what we brought you here today first to explain, and I'll show you even. I've been in a space for 6 months, for 6 years. I'm a developer. This is how I got my kind of start in the blockchain industry, and the tremendous growth we saw in 2016 and especially in 2017 is unparalleled. I think anyone who's been in the industry long enough, I don't think we had anything like that even in 2012 and 2013. We're talking now about an industry which is $500 billion in value. Went up as high as $800 billion at its peak. We're talking about an industry which has tremendous liquidity, tens of billions of dollars a day, nothing we've seen before. Which means that first of all, it's much healthier than it was, but also it's an indication, it's a signal for bigger players to come in market because they know the market is liquid, which is huge. Our kind of estimations internally are between 50 and 80 million new users to come into market probably the next year or so, next year or two, which is tremendous. It brings a lot of opportunities for consumer grade products. But it also creates some challenges. As we saw today, Waves is one of them, but there's a lot of platforms that people are building on top, new companies, new tokens. We're talking now about thousands of tokens in circulation in the market, around 80 to 100 new ICOs every week. New platforms. Ethereum has a bunch of competitors which were non-existent, let's say 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. All of this is amazing. It creates a much more sophisticated environment and industry, but also for people who are coming into market, who are or beginners. It creates a lot of complexity to keep track. First of all, on the market. And then second, on their own portfolio. If I have several different wallets, several different exchanges, it becomes a part-time job keeping track of all of those things. And this is why I've asked you before, if you're using some tools or an Excel sheet, you all know when you do that trade, which is transferring some bitcoins from your hardware wallet to an exchange, then converting it to whatever other token, and then pulling it back. Then you have like 5 or 10 different operations you need to now register in your app or in Excel sheet, and that's a nightmare. And so, as with all the opportunities, also create some challenges for all of us. And here comes the portfolio management or portfolio tracking platform, which do essentially three things. First of all, they keep track of the market, enable you to keep track better on the market. Obviously, keep track on your personal portfolio, and the good ones also give you some in-depth information about your portfolio, about your history, profit loss, and all of those indicators all of us like. We like to think of that kind of segment as kind of the banking platform for the crypto space. So essentially a dashboard where you can connect and see everything across your various holdings, which is incredibly important. The biggest problem we saw, and I personally saw, that's why I've started and co-founded Blox, is there's no good solutions out there. There's a lot of apps which say they help you keep track of your portfolio and the market. The problem is most of them are manual, which require a lot of essentially manual work in order to get them synced into the actual holdings you have. And again, that's, if we're talking about opportunities, this is one of the biggest ones, and the market is just underserved. And so this is essentially what Blox is trying to solve. I've brought you some a very kind of simplified map of the industry of portfolio tracking apps, and I look at several different things, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me. First of all, I want to have an app that syncs across many devices, right? I want it on the go on my mobile. I want it to have the widescreen for the web. I want it to be portable. I want it to be synced across all of my devices and backed up in case I lose one of them. I want to be able to create several portfolios if I want, for example, to divide my assets into different groups. So, for example, one of which is I've invested some for my friends. Maybe I have a kind of a long-term portfolio I just want to keep and hold. Maybe I have a short-term portfolio I want to play with, ICOs and stuff like that. I want to be able to have the flexibility to divide it into several different portfolios. But the major and the biggest by far piece of the puzzle is I want to be able to sync automatically my wallets and my exchanges, and I want to stop entering everything manually. And that's the biggest kind of thing that bothers me and a lot of others in the solutions currently in the market. And so Blox is solving that problem. And the platform I'll show you now is our web platform, but you're all invited to use also our mobile platform, which gives you all the benefits as well. So this is the Blox website. It's nice. We just redesigned it. And on the top right here is the three most important buttons. Here you can essentially download and link to your personal portfolio. I'll open mine in the Blox platform, and here the fun begins. I'll go from top to bottom. First of all, I have a single sign-on user. That user serves me, first of all, to back up all my information, but also I can log in into any device and I'll get the same information. I don't need to transfer. I don't need to scan QR codes. I don't need to back up some weird tokens. Everything is synced up. The other thing is multiple portfolios. I can simply create as many portfolios as I want and divide my assets logically as I want them. And in the center of all of that, that's the graph, which is available on the web. I can see my history. I can see the different operations I did. So if I'll go and see those lines represent buy and sell, withdraw, deposit operations. I can see quickly on the graph. I can zoom in. I can zoom out. I can play with the information I need and get the actual insight I want. And if I'll scroll down, I'll obviously see all my assets. I'll see how many units I'm holding, what's their value, the market cap, all of that information, which is crucial for us. And we like to look at it at a kind of a daily basis. But the big thing, I think, by far, is the kind of the missing piece of the puzzle, and none of the other kind of solutions has. We call them accounts, but essentially a way to connect automatically your wallets and exchanges directly to the platform, and the platform takes care of everything else. Here I have Ethereum and Bitcoin. We support Litecoin, which comes out this week. In a few weeks, we'll support Neo, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic exchanges. We support Poloniex, Bitrex, HitBTC is coming soon, Binance. All of those elements you can simply connect automatically to the Blox platform, and that takes care of it by itself. You don't need to enter manually anything. And we think this is the future of portfolio tracking. And if we're talking about an industry which by far the biggest use case is the creation of new assets and their trading, then this is also one of the biggest opportunities out there. And so just to kind of recap, Blox does a few things really, really good, but by far the integrations are the best. The syncing across devices, and the creation of multiple portfolios. Um, we have an amazing community that drives the development. We have a very active community, and I obviously invite each and every one of you to join us and help us develop the app, which essentially is get backs to you and you use it. But we also have incredible partners which along the way helped us and guided us and made us the company we are today. There's a lot of people behind the product you just saw, both in Israel, where I come from. We have an office in Shanghai, we have an office in Gibraltar as well, and the best advisors in the business. And so I welcome you all to go to Blox, blox.io. You can download the app for free. You can connect every wallet you have in exchange. Everything is for free, and enjoy the future of trading. Thank you. Sorry? We are not managing money. We are. Sorry? Think we better give him a microphone.
Thank you for your presentation. It was
Thank
very
you.
useful. Your, as far as I can judge it, it's especially your web, it's particularly for professionals. So I was just wondering, how many professional clients do you already have? And in your estimates, how much money is being tracked? It seems like quite a good product, actually.
Thank you, first of all.
If you run a fund, then you need something like that.
The aim of Blox is not specifically for professionals, although we are thinking about a tier of a product which will be more professional oriented. This app is used by people who have bought their first Bitcoin 2 months ago and people who've been in the industry for 7 years. Both of them have the same needs from kind of the technology point of view, tracking very seasoned traders' Bitcoin account, Bitcoin wallet, and beginners' Bitcoin wallet is the same. And I think the user experience needs to be easy and kind of simple for both. Money under management, it's in the hundreds of millions currently. We do not manage that money. It's only money that people which use Blox connect into the system. And we'll love to hear if professional users specifically need different features than others.
And you particularly connect with Trezor, and not so much.
We connect with Trezor, Ledger, and the most common Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin wallets. They're all in their kind of basic structure are the same. We just provide a different kind of connection points.
Right. Thank you. Yeah.
What's your revenue model?
So we currently are completely free. We have a couple of directions we're thinking of. First of all, obviously, there are several services we do think that more professional or advanced users might require. So for example, very detailed reporting, or if you want to manage, $100 million, if you want a very dedicated account manager, which gives you support 24/7. So all of those things we're considering and probably go to that kind of direction. And another kind of piece of the puzzle is businesses. They have the same exact need, even more, I believe. And there's more and more businesses coming into market and holding crypto assets. And so very soon we'll be launching a kind of a corporate version of Blox as well.
So looking at these accounts, what would happen if tomorrow 100 new coins would come out and I buy a few of them? I'd have to wait for your platform to integrate them, or how would that work?
So it really depends on the platform those tokens or those currencies were issued on. So if you're talking about Ethereum, we support all ERC20 tokens as standard out of the box. Obviously, if it's more, so for example, Neo as well, and
A bit more exotic.
yeah, so if it's a bit more exotic, you still have the possibility to enter them manually. But our kind of philosophy is to get all of the blockchains, all of the exchanges. Obviously, it will take more time, so we're beginning with the biggest ones. But I think it's kind of the 80-20 question every startup faces, right? You try to answer the 80% of the public, and then the 20 that's left.
One more question. Like with your product, you can just pass on your info to your auditor, and he will sign it off.
So it's not well. We're actually working with Deloitte to try and build reports which can actually stand on the various standards of accounting. I cannot say it's currently available, but it's definitely something worthwhile both for individuals and businesses as well. Hopefully, we're very close tied with Deloitte, and hopefully that will get to market as well.
Because that will be.
I know.
That's the
I feel
holy
your,
grail.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain, and I bet everyone here is feeling your pain as well. That's one of the biggest things people need, definitely. Towards the end of the year, even more so.
Maybe I missed. When have you launched it, and how many clients you have?
We've launched a week ago, I want to say, and currently we have 5,000 active users.
When a user connects their accounts from the different exchanges, is the data pulled continuously in real time, or is there like a time interval based synchronization going on?
It's not real time, it's every 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's again one of the, for example, one of the features which might offer for more advanced users to, connect technically in a different way to the exchanges to get real-time data. Again, that's something we're thinking about.
Thank you.
Join up with Trezor. I mean, it's a whole combination. You see.
So why don't we partner with Trezor or Ledger? Or?
Yeah. No, but say, for instance, you can input which prices you want, US dollars, and they use prices, and also for valuations. But that, of course, has to be in line with and maybe you use Finex prices or.
Yeah, so we are now working actually on bringing. Currently, the app works on CoinMarketCap price inputs, and what the next stage will be is individual kind of exchange price inputs. There's a bit of user experience problem in doing that, because what happens is you have 150 exchanges and users gets confused which exchange they chose to show which price. Yeah. And so we're working on solving that user kind of experience problem. But technically speaking, there's no problem pulling data, pricing data from the exchanges.
One last question. Anyone else? Do I see a hand? All right, so let's just say thanks then to Alon. Thank you very, very much.
Again.